Welcome back to Popcorn and Pals. It's the podcast where we talk about all sorts of movies, good and bad, and we give you our completely unqualified takes on them. He's Zach, and I'm Justin. And today we're talking about the 1992, I guess, cult classic.
Cult classic for sure.
Yeah, cult classic that will make you question who to trust. It's Reservoir Dogs.
There you go.
But
I
first,
like that. Make you definitely like a paranoia type movie for sure.
It was, cult classic feels like the best.
Yeah, I mean, this was not a hit I think it was very well respected, right? But not a hit by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't think people would consider this, even in Quentin Tarantino's like oeuvre, this would be his biggest success, even though I had a good time with it. So
yeah. Well, how are we doing?
Okay. First order of business. I have some housekeeping because I've stewed on this a lot. I feel bad. I feel like I made the wrong call. Like, I'm going to go back to Goodfellas. I'm going to rate it. It's a classic. I made a mistake. I think I let the first time I watched that movie color my perception of the movie. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I had a really good time with that movie. It was a lot of fun. And I was comparing it to The Godfather like that means anything. I can like The Godfather more. That's okay. That doesn't mean it's not a classic. So I'm officially very upset with myself and reversing my opinion on Goodfellas.
No.
I thought it was good.
You know what it is? You're a coward. That's what this is. You can't take it back. This isn't the Wild West.
Look, it's our podcast. I make the rules. Okay,
come on over to the classic side.
Yeah.
It's Goodfellas. It's
exactly.
Fun.
It's like a Scorsese's like probably a lot of people they considered it his masterpiece, his best movie, and I'm like, his best is like not even good enough for me.
It doesn't make my classics list.
It doesn't make my classic list.
Scorsese.
Dave does, but no.
Yeah, Dave makes the list. But sorry, Goodfellas.
Sorry, Goodfellas. Yeah, I was like, I'm grading this one on a curve. And I think I just I was letting, my previous first experience watching it when I didn't like it very much, wasn't paying attention fully, thought it the violence, I think was clouding my judgment. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It was a good movie. I'm retracting that. So
yeah, I think you are allowed to do whatever the hell you want to do. It's a classic, or if you want to throw it in the dumpster, you can do that too.
So I was telling you before the pod we got on here that I was I have TMJ, right?
Yeah.
And I told you about all my story about getting medicine, all my doctor crap, but no one cares. But what I have figured out that helps a lot with it, and this is just my underlying secret hippie coming out of me. So have you tried those Tipsy packs? They're a CBD.
I've heard of them.
Drink supplement. Dude, 2 of those, sleeping like a baby, even with TMJ. Oh yeah. Just a little bit of CBD,
I do ashwagandha. I take those gummies.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they work. I think it's a placebo. But
that's probably how this is too, right?
Yeah. It all is just up here. It's in the noggin. But I do feel like when I take them right before bed, I feel like I fall asleep faster. But it's all probably bullshit. It doesn't matter. But I like to think it does, and that's what's important.
There you go. Plus, we're green. We're organic, baby,
Yeah.
Gotta feed our inner hippie. I know there's part of me that wishes I could live in a van and Westphalia, Vanagon, van lifing it up, just playing guitar and listening to music.
I don't know. You lost me at guitar.
Yeah, probably. I lost everyone else I was playing guitar with too. They all left the room when I started playing. So,
yeah, the van life would be kind of fun. I think it'd be really fun. You and your wife did that. You went around the country during COVID, which is really fun.
Yeah, we did that in the back of a Chevy Tahoe, so it wasn't quite a van, but
Did you bring the guitar?
No, I did not bring the guitar. I brought 2 dogs, and that was enough room. My wife would leave me if I started playing guitar. I'm just saying that what I would like to do. Okay,
yeah.
No one's staying in my vicinity.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy.
No, you can do whatever you want to do. Bring your guitar.
No, I feel like I'm 36 now, and I feel like I missed out on van life. That was
did you
early 20s.
But did we miss out on van life, though? Did we miss anything?
Look, I like the romantic idea of it, okay?
I do.
Nothing everything you
Yeah.
own is in your trunk, and the world's in front of you, you know?
I feel like it'd be cool for like 3 or 4 days. But then after that, I feel like it'd probably get really like, where do you shower? Do you just find public
Oh, dude,
showers?
are you kidding me? No, you have you can you can build the shower and stick it on the side of the van,
No. No.
spraying you down. You have to pump it up with like air to get
Yeah.
to get water pressure.
I'm out. See, I
Yeah,
I I
just a shovel and a
enjoy.
cat hole. That's all you need. You know.
Yeah, see, I don't like the thought of, "I don't know where I'm gonna poop today," right? I like waking up and knowing that I have my throne in here and I it's all mine all day. There's something very, very, eloquent. But hey,
Eloquent.
yeah, but hey, enough about van life. You guys have a birthday coming up soon.
Yeah, my son's turning 5.
Mm,
So we're gonna have a big party. We're gonna do it. He's also a movie kid. He loves television like any kid, but we introduced him to The Sandlot and loved it. So we're gonna do a Sandlot birthday party for him.
it's gonna be really fun.
I know I'm excited. I'm really glad. He was like teetering between like Sandlot, which I was like, okay, Space Jam, which I was like, okay, and like
Mhm.
SpongeBob, and I'm like, oh god, okay, fine. Honestly, the SpongeBob would have been easier. Way easier to find decorations for SpongeBob birthday than movies from like the 90s. But you know,
Yeah, yeah. There's,
he just started T-ball too, so he's just all into baseball.
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's playing for the Cincinnati Reds. That's
Oh,
his T-ball the T-ball league that he's in. They're all major league teams.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
we had the Reds versus the Braves
yeah.
this weekend
I remember I played on
ahead
the
of opening day.
I played on the Mariners when I was probably Henry's age.
Mm.
Yeah,
I never played T-ball. I was like not a baseball kid at all. I did like
and I
hockey and basketball. It's just my thing as a kid.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't know, T-ball is really fun. I feel like I didn't play I don't think I ever played T-ball. I think I went straight into coach pitch.
You're just that cool, you know. I get it. You seem like because you played baseball for quite a while.
Mm,
That was like your main sport, I would say, wasn't it?
I mean, if you wanna say that. It was I didn't enjoy it. My parents made me play, which is
There
why
you
I
go.
played. Yeah. Yeah, no, excited.
Yeah, yeah.
We got him a pair of binoculars, FYI. So,
Okay,
mm,
okay.
courtesy of
He
Reddit.
he loves he loves camping and stuff, so he'll definitely use them. He doesn't quite get the concept yet of
Mm,
binoculars. Like
yeah,
he knows that you can look through them and see things far away. Definitely not focusing them.
yeah,
And he likes to do them backwards, have everything be really small just as much as he likes looking at things up close. But you know,
yeah, yeah.
he's figuring it out.
No, yeah, Reddit, wh I feel like I've started to trust Reddit more than just, like, any typical Google search. Um, but
But
yeah.
you don't want Google sponsored AI.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It's like half of AI answers are like from sponsored sites now. I'm like, okay.
the wonderful folks on Reddit have so much input on what to buy a five-year-old boy for his birthday.
Mm.
But yeah, so binoculars. I was this close from texting you and asking if Henry had a pair of binoculars, but then I was like, "I don't care. He's gonna get another pair."
Yeah.
So, he's gonna get a
Well,
cool pair of blue
he's a
ones
5-year-old,
now.
so he'll throw them. And so if he had another one, they'd be broken anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Or just, like, rip it in half and then it's a what is
Yeah.
it? A monocle?
Monocle
Yeah. But,
or like a spyglass.
yeah, spyglass. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
All right. Anything else going on that you want to chat about?
No, no,
'Cause I know
I'm
you're
de
coming. I know you're doing this weekend because you're coming to a 5-year-old birthday party.
yeah, I am. I'm depressed currently because I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl last
Ah,
weekend. I mean, that's been my escape for 2 months, 2 plus months.
we'll have to find another series.
Yeah,
I'm on book 4 now.
yeah.
So I'm getting there. I'm coming down the road, you know? I got
I
till
mean,
May. So
yeah. I think you've got plenty of time. Well, I don't know. 'Cause when 6 and 7 are, they are like 800 pages each, I think. So you might need to kick it into gear. But
I got a
yeah.
month and I got like a full month. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. Are you still reading on your phone? For everybody listening, Zach reads books on his phone, if you can believe it. So hang on. We've got 2 strikes on you. You always watch with subtitles, which I don't care anymore. That's harsh. Subtitles always on, and you read your books on your cell phone.
Okay, in my defense, I did buy a Kindle, So now, like, if I'm on the go, I'm reading on my phone, and if I'm at home, I'll read on my Kindle. So
Mm,
I felt like I was like, "Alright, I gotta do something a little bit better than my phone."
mm.
It's fun to read on your phone because it's super easy. It's always there. I can read it in the bathroom. I can read it on in, between meetings at work,
Yeah,
at lunch, like,
yeah,
whatever, but
yeah.
yeah, so I still read on my phone quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I bought a Kindle, and I think I read about 10% of the book on the Kindle and about
Mm,
90% of the 3rd Dungeon Crawl Carl book on my phone, but
yeah. Do you have to I've never had a Kindle. Do you, like, have to pay for the service? Is that how it
mm-mm.
works? You just buy a Kindle and you get free books?
Well, no, 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 yeah, no, you have to buy man, you know what? I really don't know because I steal it from my
'Cause you
wife.
never read,
I
just use
steal
your
whatever I
phone.
do is I steal from my wife. So, because she's a big reader. She reads, like, 50 books a year.
Mm,
So, um they're all,
that's
like, romantasy stuff, but it's,
50 books a year?
yeah,
I
she
didn't know
read, like,
Carly
60 something books last year.
man, I didn't know Carl was putting up numbers like
Yeah,
that.
she
50 a
is.
year?
Yeah.
What is that? That's dude, hang on
That's, like,
here.
all she does. She doesn't even use social media, really. She
She
just reads.
reads she reads at least 4 books a month. Get the fuck out of here.
No, it's true.
How? How does she have that
Well, I
how
will
does
say
she
this, she,
read
like,
that
does it's, like,
fast?
50-50. She reads and she'll also listen to them.
Mm,
So she'll, like, if, she's, like, on the go working, she doesn't wanna stop reading the book or, like where I'm, like, a purist. I wanna read the whole thing. I don't
yeah.
wanna, like but she'll let, like, um, an audiobook cover half of the book for her, so she can
Hmm,
bust through them much quicker that way.
hmm.
And then she'll go back and reread things and everything too, like, I mean, I
Oh, that's blasphemy. I'll rewatch movies. I'm not reading a book again.
don't know.
It's too much effort. I already know what happens. I'm just gonna get this cliff notes, the spark notes. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know, so
let's talk about Reservoir Dogs.
yeah. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
A pivot from Dungeon Crawl Carl, one of the most fantasy, like, silly things I've ever seen, to some one of the most dramatic,
Into into torture.
into one of the most intense movies I've ever watched.
It
I
was
don't know.
intense, wasn't it?
Quentin Tarantino does have, like, a good, he has, like, a humor about his darkness, for
So,
sure, though.
let me ask you this before we even start off. Do you like Quentin Tarantino movies, or are you in the camp that just like, they're overhyped, I don't
He's
like them?
50-50 for me.
Mm, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like most people, you either really like him, like you think he's a genius,
Mhm.
or you think it's just way too convoluted and it's overblown and all the things.
What about you?
I generally really like him.
Yeah.
I've never seen Reservoir Dogs before. This was a first.
Yeah, this was, I think one of the reasons I, like, suggested this one, I believe, was because I wanted to it was, like, my blind spot in his kind of filmography.
Yeah. Like, I
So
feel like several of his movies, I actively seek them out to rewatch them every so often, like once every couple of years. And I really don't do that with any other movies outside of like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and, some of the all-time
mhm.
hits. But like Django,
Yeah,
Inglorious
Django's great,
Bastards.
and I feel
Yeah.
like for me, he pivoted with Inglorious Bastards. So, like
Mhm.
and I've actually never seen is it The Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
Is that him? I've never seen that one.
This m
Uh,
Reservoir Dogs reminds me a lot of Hateful Eight because
okay.
it kind of takes place it's very similar structure to this in that who did it or
Mhm.
who is the bad guy, who's the mole, who's the rat, and they are in, like, a singular location for the majority of the movie. Like, it's like a movie version of Clue. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
There is a movie version of Clue. Maybe we can put that on our list. It's got,
Yeah. I've no it's
it's got
John
it.
isn't it John Cleese? Is he in Clue? I know it's an
Mm,
older movie.
the butler is, what's his name from It? Uh,
Oh, Tim Curry.
yeah, Tim Curry. That's who the
Yeah,
butler plays, yeah.
yeah. I love
But
Tim
no,
Curry.
no, I'm with you. I feel like with Inglorious Bastards, it, like, switched for me with him. Like, the movies post Inglorious, I really like, and the
Mhm.
movies before Inglorious Bastards, I'm, like, less hot on. Like, I don't really like the Kill Bill movies.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of, like, Grindhouse and, well, I forget what the other one was even called.
Jackie Brown.
No, I'm not well, yeah, Jackie Brown too. I've never
Oh,
seen Jackie Brown.
Pulp Fiction.
I'm not a big fan of Pulp Fiction either, which is, like, sacrilegious in, like, the the
Yeah.
the QT,
Mm.
uh, but I feel like the '90s I have a tough, like, for, like, the '90s, like, cult classics or classics, I have, like, kinda like a tough opinion on them because 'cause I'm not a huge fan of, like, Fight Club. I'm
Mhm.
not a huge fan of Pulp Fiction. All these kinda, like, machismo-y kinda movies, or at
Mhm.
least they're not even meant to be machismo. I think a lot of people interpret them as machismo. They're meant to be more like a critique on, like, m masculinity,
Mhm.
but I've never been, like, a big fan of those type of movies, and it's funny because like, those directors later in their career, I really like because, like, um, Fight Club, that is what's his name? Social Network and, uh, not David Lynch,
David Fincher.
David Fincher. I really,
Yeah.
really like his stuff
Mhm.
later, right? He does Gone Girl too, like, Gone Girl's great,
Mhm.
and same with Quentin Tarantino, right? I'm not a big fan of Pulp Fiction, but I really like Inglourious Basterds, I really liked Django, I really liked, the Hollywood one. What am I drawing a blank on the name?
Once Upon a Time in
Once Upon a Time
Hollywood.
on Hollywood. I really like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you should watch Hateful Eight. I mean, if you enjoy Quentin's, like, later movies, I
Mhm.
feel like Hateful Eight would be in that same category. I think you would like it. Um,
And to be honest, this movie was probably one of my favorite movies of his from
mm,
the early part of his career. I thought this movie was really good.
yeah, 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 it was. Well, before we get into it, do you wanna hit us with your 2 plot summaries, the fun one and then the real one?
Well, the first one, so I will say this, there's a little bit of a spoiler, so just spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen a 33-year-old movie. Alright.
Fair enough.
A police detective is having a bad day at work. Shot by a suburban mom and left to bleed out in a warehouse, he spends his final moments drifting in and out of consciousness, awake long enough to see most of his entire team kill each other in a Mexican standoff.
That's really good. I feel like you have a future at writing plot synopsis. That's really good.
But yeah, I'm like, "Ah, I'm just gonna spoil it. He's a cop from the beginning, okay? So having a
Yeah.
bad day at work, you know? He's at
Yeah.
work."
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, from a real synopsis perspective, we'll get into it. Right, we'll start chatting, which we've already kind of been doing about this movie because I do have some good thoughts. I think.
Mm.
And then we'll get into we'll compare some notes. We'll do our superlatives, and then last we'll rate whether we think this movie should be a classic. Um,
Which Zach might change his mind about later.
no, no, this one I'm
You go stick
no,
with it?
I'm look. I made a mistake. Okay, never happen again. But, so let's get into a real synopsis of this movie, right? It follows a group of diamond heist robbers or bank robbers or jewelry store robbers, and we first see them in the diner kind of preparing for their heist, and then we catch up with them the next scene after the heist when it kinda all went to hell, and it's basically becomes this blame game around who they think is a rat that, caused the police busted up the heist.
Mhm.
And slowly and surely, they all start returning back to this warehouse, which is their kind of meetup after the heist. And tensions rise. There's some torture. There's some people getting shot. The Mr. Blonde is a complete psychopath, and ultimately ends up in a kind of a Mexican standoff where it's revealed that Mr. Orange, one of the robbers, is actually an undercover cop, and they all end up shooting each other basically in the standoff. And then, as the police raid the warehouse, the movie kind of ends semi ambiguously. I'm pretty sure everyone's dead, but
Mm.
semi ambiguously as they raid the warehouse. So that's my quick. It's honestly not a very complicated movie.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of
No,
like
it's really not.
heist goes bad, and we all show back up and try to figure out why it went bad, and then we end up all shooting each other.
Yeah. Yeah, well done. Very well put together plot summary, Zachary. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I really enjoyed it.
So this was
I
your
mean,
first time, you said?
yeah, first time
Yeah,
seeing it.
same.
Always heard about it. Never
Mhm.
watched it. Similar to you, like I feel like several 90s like hits, the big classics of the 90s. I agree. Like I just didn't really get into Fight Club.
Mm-mm.
Um
The movie
I'm
is, like, not very good for me personally until, like, the
mhm.
last 20 minutes when it kinda, like, the reveal happens and the twist happens, and then the last 20 minutes I thought was actually pretty good, but,
Yeah.
like, it's, like, 70 minutes of buildup for 20
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's just I feel like there's several movies that I have always like Boondock Saints. I've never seen
Mhm.
Boondock Saints, but
It's
I've
okay.
never I've
It's
never
it's again, it's like the machismo of the '90s
Yeah,
encapsulated in a movie, and a
yeah,
lot of people take the wrong messages from it, and it's again, it's, like, not meant to be, like, this positive rah, rah, like, "Yeah, w look at a" kind of, I don't know,
no,
Woodstock '99 mentality, right?
mhm,
That seemed to permeate the '90s.
yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I've always known about Reservoir Dogs. I've
Mhm.
never actively sat down and like, I'm gonna watch this today because, yeah, to your point, I think you make a very good point. It's just some of the '90s movies, especially some of Quentin Tarantino's and stuff. Kill Bill is okay. I don't really enjoy it as much as his later movies.
Mm.
But yeah, I was really invested. I was hooked from start to finish. I mean, from the intro scene where they're sitting at the diner all the way to the end. I mean, and it's a quick movie too. I think it's probably one of the shorter movies that we've
Yeah, I think it's an
watched.
hour 40, which I was like,
Yeah.
I got that in age I got that in Age the Best. I'm like,
Yeah.
"God, I love" sometimes I just want, like, a quick, zippy movie, get through
Yeah.
everything, you leave, you feel good at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
any
And it
any movie today would be, like, 2.5 hour slog, and you're like, "Oh my god, okay, let's
yeah.
move on," you know? So I loved how
Especially
short this was.
especially like we've talked about too, when you have young kids, trying to sit down and watch a 2+ hour movie is just
Yeah.
sometimes it's just kinda tough. So
No, I was able to watch this one I got up early, I was able to watch it before they even woke up, I was like, "This is perfect. Short
you
movie,
had a little
love it."
had some violence to start your day.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like thinking about it now, I'm kicking myself that I waited this long to watch it because it was good.
Mhm. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. No, I agree with you, I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I thought, like, the characters, even though they're, like, the worst people, a
Mm,
lot of them are very likable,
mhm.
even though, you're, like, killing cops and robbing diamond stores, but, it's like, they're still very fun, I thought,
Yeah,
and, we'll get into the characters individually. I thought the dialogue was really well done, which Quentin
yeah.
Tarantino is known for, his dialogue. And I
Mhm.
will say there's, like, times when I think it's really good, and there's times when it's, like, very Quentin Tarantino-y, and you can tell he's very proud of his writing sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
That's how
Yeah.
I would describe it.
Yeah, yeah,
You're like, "Oh,
yeah.
he really likes this weed pot guy story," like, that the cop had. He really likes that because it's like, he's very proud of it, and he's really featuring it, but
I would love to know if I don't know if there's like a behind the scenes documentary. I would love to know how he writes his dialogue
Mhm,
because so much of it, I feel like that is his standout trait, right? Is he
mhm.
takes conversations that would be just completely mundane, but he makes them the
No,
most interesting
yeah,
things.
they're just shooting the shit in the first scene of the movie, the diner scene where
Yeah,
they're getting ready, they're talking about Madonna albums.
yeah,
They're just shooting
exactly.
shit, It's like, it's great.
Yeah, it
I
makes
don't
you
even talk this cleverly in real life. Like, it's more interesting. His writing is more interesting than my conversations.
Yeah, but I think the thing that I really enjoy watching some of those scenes, like those dialogue scenes, is
Mhm,
because I feel like we are conditioned in most movies that, like, if you hear dialogue, it usually holds some type of weight to the greater story, to the greater
mhm,
plot, right? Because, like, that is why the character is telling you this. So many of his scenes in his movies it's like you're just having a conversation with your friend over dinner. You're
mhm.
just talking about random things that really don't matter or don't pertain to anything. Um, like we'll talk about the tipping whole monologue from Mr. Pink at the diner. But I feel like that is one of the cooler things about his movies is his dialogues.
Yeah, I think it's a really underrated and underutilized, like, trick that you're talking about here where, like, I feel like it sets up characters so well, right? You knew you don't even know their names in that opening diner scene, but you get their faces and you start hearing their philosophies and their dialogue, and I'm really glad Quentin Tarantino's character didn't stay around the whole time because it's a little philosophical for me, in
Yeah,
some ways,
yeah,
but, um I'm glad there was, like, he's good in how he uses himself in movies, I feel like. I feel if he had put himself as a much bigger role, it's too much of him. He's
yeah.
just not, like,
He's
that
not that.
charismatic. He's pretty
Yeah.
off-putting a lot of the times, and there's just,
Hmm.
like, enough of him in his movies where he can come in, do something that he's, like, quirky,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Okay, that's good enough. We got you for your 10 minutes, thanks," you know?
Yeah.
Django, I think,
Absolutely.
is my favorite use of him, period, in Django, when he's, like, bringing this when they're captured in this slave cart, and he walks up and he shoots Quentin Tarantino, who's holding, like, a thing of dynamite and explodes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do love that scene,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's, I don't know. Quentin is like we talked about. I feel like you either really, really like his movie, his style of movie,
Mhm.
or it's just probably not for you. Which that's the other thing too. I can understand, if somebody watches his movies and is like, this just isn't for me. I get it because
Yeah, it's
it's,
like Wes Anderson for me, right? Like, I
hmm
just can't get on board for, like, a Wes Anderson movie. Like, every once in a while, I'll see one and it's like, it's okay, but I'm like, I
he's,
have to put aside all of his quirkiness, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for
Um,
Quentin Tarantino, it's like snappy dialogue, a lot of slurs, a lot of cursing,
yeah,
and pretty hyper violent in his
mhm,
movies.
they
Yeah.
are, yeah,
And so,
extremely
like,
violent.
I could totally see why you would not be like, "This is not
Hmm.
my cup of tea." And
And his
honestly, a lot of his characters are kind of unlikable that he makes
Yeah,
too.
they're all I feel like most of his characters are all deplorables.
Yeah.
They're really bad people, but
Even,
he
like, his good ones, his
yeah.
good guys are still, like, they're a little fucked up.
Yes, they are.
Django's a little fucked up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Django, basically commits, like, plantation genocide.
Yeah.
I mean, which, you obviously make the argument that they deserved it, all the things, but
Yeah.
yes, you can make the argument that he killed a lot of people. Um, but yeah, and I mean, uh,
He's pretty merciless, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
mm,
which you
Quin
get I mean, they're slave owners. Like, he usually puts them against, like, the worst people. It's like slave owners,
mm,
Nazis,
mhm.
cults, right? Like, you're like, "Alright, well, you guys are all the worst." So
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this movie, I feel like it was a really fun romp.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed the quick runtime because, like, yeah, but especially talking about his more recent movies, I remember going to see Django in theaters, and there was an intermission.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a long movie.
yeah,
So
and
is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's really
yeah,
long.
I mean, like, they are extremely long movies. So this whole thing, it felt tight, it felt cohesive, it felt perfect. Just in terms of runtime and plot and everything, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Do you wanna get into the categories?
Yeah.
Let's kick it off. Alright. So we're gonna have a few different, superlatives here. Best scene, best character, or weakest link in the film. Age the best, age the worst. WTF are they talking about? What would you like to see in a sequel? Which this movie kinda has like a spiritual sequel.
Mm.
Or what would have happened the next day? They're all dead, I don't know yet. And then we'll finish up with our hot takes and nitpicks, and then last, we'll come back and rate it as a classic.
Yeah.
So let's start off with best scene. Do you wanna give me your first, candidate?
Yeah, this is tough. I need to whittle it down, but alright,
Okay.
we're gonna start off with Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink's escape. So
Oh, the way he's running through the
yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Well, so when Mr. Pink gets to the warehouse after Mr. White and Orange are there, Um, he's talking to White, and White's like, "How did you get away?" And he's like, he very good, they're having a calm conversation at this point. He's like, "I had to shoot my way out." And it just like breakneck speed throws you into that scene,
Mhm.
and you see him running away. Um, and you see this high energy chase. He pulls a lady out of a car. He kills a couple cops, or maybe one or two
I think he
cops,
kills
but
2, yeah.
and all of it is extremely well done, especially for like looking up this movie and seeing. I'm pretty sure this was Quentin's very first movie.
It's his first
Um,
movie. I think it's, like, one of Steve Buscemi's first movies too.
yeah,
Like, the
and
biggest name actor is, like, Harvey Keitel,
yeah,
Mr. White at the
exactly,
time,
yeah, and I guess just
looking
like
at the cast, right?
watching how even that entire scene was filmed, all the way to like the practical effects where he's firing his gun and it actually looks like he's really firing his gun.
Yeah,
All of it was. It's like
yeah. That's
you
not
have this.
CGI muzzle flash, you know?
No, you have this calm conversation between these 2 dudes, they're kind of freaking out, but it just throws you into this chaos, heist. They're, like, trying to escape with their lives. To recap what exactly Mr. Pink went through, and then you come right back into the conversation. It's like
Mhm.
that breakneck speed and then slamming the brakes, but it just it happened so early in the movie, and it was like, "Whoa, that was really fun." Like,
Yeah, that's fun.
what are we watching here? That was really cool.
Yeah, I love that whole scene. To me, I wrote down, I was like, I could just have a movie of the dialogue between Mr. White and Mr. Pink. Like
Mhm.
them going back and forth, getting mad at each other, coming back
Yeah.
on terms with each other. Like
Yeah.
they were great. I thought that
Yeah.
that whole before everyone else gets back and Mr. Orange is like bleeding out, passed out, right? It's
Mhm.
it's it's a great scene.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Yeah.
I had the opening scene where they're going in the diner and they're talking about Madonna, and then there's the whole tipping fiasco.
Mhm.
I thought that was one of my favorite scenes.
I
Just opened
love
up great. I was like, God, he really is good at dialogue.
Yeah, he is. I really, really enjoyed the tipping dialogue.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like okay, and it's like I had this I'm not spoiling anything here from our categories, but I had this under Age the Best. Like, okay, that dialogue, the tipping dialogue is a great example of how he writes, right? Because
Mhm.
you have Mr. Pink, you get a glimpse of who Mr. Pink is. Mr. Pink's a piece of shit, and Mr. Pink is gonna look out for Mr. Pink, right? So you get the sense very early on that if clearly these are bad dudes. You don't know what they're gonna do at that point, but you know that they're up to something.
Yeah.
And you get the sense that if shit goes down, Mr. Pink's probably just gonna watch his own back and not care about anybody else, right?
Mhm.
He seems like a rat. Not a rat in the sense of, you know, working for the cops, whatever, but just he seems slimy.
Yeah, he seems like he's breaking, You
Yeah,
get him in front of a cop or in front
yeah.
of a police station, he's breaking.
Like, you can tell right out of the gate, he's kind of a piece of shit, and that is completely telegraphed, right? Because after the heist goes down, Mr. Pink is trying to convince Mr. White, like, "We need to get out of here. I don't
In
know
his
what's
def
going on."
in his defense, I don't think he's wrong.
No, exactly,
Yeah.
right? But whereas Mr. White is
Yeah, he's got like a
he's
code.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
He does not wanna leave Mr. Orange. He's like, he's gonna die if we don't do something." Mr. White is thinking morally, and he's,
Mhm.
trying to put others before himself. Mr. Pink, "No, it's just me. We need to get out of here. I stashed the diamonds somewhere. Like, I know where they're hidden. I know where they're safe. We need to get out of here. Screw the other people." Right? But you can get a sense of that from that tipping scene, right? Because he doesn't care about these waitresses. He doesn't care about their hard life or this is what they gotta do to make a living. He does not care. It goes against his code of conduct, right? I'm
Okay.
not gonna tip.
Do you think he's got a point? Okay. Tipping culture in the US has gotten crazy since
Whoa!
COVID. Look,
Whoa!
I'm not saying that we shouldn't tip, okay? I'm just saying pay your people fairly, and then if you do a good job, I'll tip you. You know what I mean?
Whoa, man, you are Mr. Pink. That's your new name, Pink.
COVID
No, I mean, yeah, we can, yeah,
no,
tipping culture,
I feel like
I think
COVID made tipping go out of control, where, like, it used to be, like, base was 15. If I'm ordering at a register, I'm not tipping you, kinda thing,
yeah.
and now
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
tipping with, like I there's this taco restaurant right by my office, and I go there, it's a touch screen. It asks me if
Mm.
I want a tip. I'm like, "No." So what? Because I ordered myself, and then I had to go reach behind the table to get my drink because there's no one there, my
Yeah.
drink cup. So
No,
no.
I completely agree with you. I think there are boundaries with modern day tipping, and
Yeah.
that's your only saving grace with this argument right now, Zachary. He's talking about tipping in 1992, where none of that existed back
Hey,
then.
tipping doesn't exist in Europe the way it does here. I'm
That's
just saying,
fair.
like, he's
That's
called
fair.
Mr. Pink is probably European cultured. That's what he really is.
Yeah, yeah. But all of that to say is that scene, I feel like, is a wonderful example of his dialogue and how he gives you these glimpses, these
Yeah.
shades of
He
these
builds
characters.
character. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
right?
builds character through dialogue without exposition.
Exactly.
And
Um,
I do
and yeah.
think, like, a lot of modern movies miss that, just exposition all the time. Move, move,
Mm,
move. Even if it is like a 2.5 hour movie, there's like still plot, plot, plot. Then we go punch around for 30 minutes.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, I agree.
You got another scene?
Um, I do. I feel like this was probably my favorite scene. Mr. Orange's flashback after you find out that he is the cop.
Okay.
Um,
And he's getting trained in how to do it and everything?
yeah, yeah. So like when he is prepping with his partner, I think it's his partner. I don't
Yeah,
know if they.
partner or
Yeah,
sergeant or something, yeah.
yeah. But again, I feel like this movie does a great job of making you think about things that you wouldn't typically think about maybe, right? Like with the fallout of what happens if a heist goes wrong. Like, what if there's a rat? What if somebody notices you? You can't take him to the hospital because now he knows your name. Like
Mhm.
all of these things that you generally probably don't think about as a viewer. And I thought Mr. Orange's flashback was right in line with that because his partner, chief, whoever, is telling him you need to you have to know how to tell a funny story to these people, and you need to
Mhm.
stick with it. You need to know the details, all the things, right?
Yeah.
But that whole scene, so he's learning the basics of like, why is this important? Why do I need to know how to do this? To then he's practicing it and he's starting to remember those details and he's starting to expound on those details to he's telling that story to uh, White, Eddie, and Joe at I think it's like a bar or something, right? He's in the
Yeah.
moment. He's telling them this story, and they're asking him questions about it, and he's giving them answers back. He's got it memorized so thoroughly, and he believes it so thoroughly.
Mhm.
Um, just that whole scene watching Mr. Orange's transformation, I thought it was just really cool.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I feel like that's probably something that I don't know if it gets explored a whole lot about like undercover cops and what they go through, but it gives you again a glimpse into Mr. Orange and what he's done to get to this point.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
and it
thought it
makes
was
kinda
really
like
fun.
him being shot all the more tragic, right?
Yeah, and it makes him more of like clearly he is on a path. He wants to get Joe. Like
Mhm.
that is his MO. And so looking at the things that he's willing to do to get to that point, I thought it was just a really cool scene.
Yeah, agreed. It was good. I like that too. I had the naming scene,
Yeah.
right? When they're he's like, "You'll be orange," Joe's naming them all, and
Yeah.
then, obviously, Mr. Pink just, like, can't he's like, "I'll be Mr. Purple, I'll do anything," It
He
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
want to be he doesn't want to be Mr. Pink.
And then they're just
Yeah.
all giving him shit for it.
I also thought, like, that was just a fun little, like, plot point that they all didn't know each other, so they all got aliases so that they couldn't know each other's names,
Yeah.
and they were colors. Like, that's just a fun idea. Um, yeah.
No, I like
What
that too.
okay, here's a question for you. What would your name be if you were a part of the group?
Like, from a color perspective?
Yeah. What
Let's
color would
see.
you be?
Alright, so white was taken, blonde was
Mhm.
taken, orange was taken, pink was
I think
taken,
I think
blue
brown
and brown.
was yeah.
So, I mean, red's still out there. I'm not a big red guy, but, still out there. I don't know if I
You can be you can be something crazy. I feel like blonde is not a obvious a normal color name, but
yeah, like chartreuse, Mr.
yeah,
Chartreuse.
that would be fun, Mr. Chartreuse.
I don't think I think that one, you know, I'm probably like yeah, I'm like a seafoam green,
I feel like
easy and breezy.
I could see you as like Mr. Indigo.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know why. You
What
look like
color
an
you got?
indigo.
What's your color?
Oh, Mr. Green
There
all
you go.
day.
Yeah.
Easy. I don't know how nobody was green.
Well, we had a blonde, so
Yeah.
not even a color. I'd be like Mr. Burnett, or in my case, Mr. Skin colored, no hair. I don't know. This is stupid. Okay. All right. Any more scenes? I think the naming
Uh,
scene for me.
yeah.
That's pretty much my last one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Now
was
we
it
can
wasn't the torture scene.
as much as I love the torture scene,
I
no, it
loved
was
when
not.
Mr. Blonde got shot. I like that part.
Yeah, that one kinda came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it.
But no, the torture scene is a tough watch. It's
Yes.
tough.
Yes, it was. Oh,
And it makes you really hate that guy. It also makes you wonder, not to get on like nitpicks, but why would Joe trust this guy? Complete
yes.
psychopath.
He is a psychopath, which I
Like,
feel like, yeah, you get to see it, him being a psychopath in action,
well,
'cause
because they open up with it. They're like, dude, Blonde lost his mind at the robbery.
yeah,
And you
like,
don't really know.
they talk about it, but you kinda have to just go off their word. They're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess he was crazy," but yeah, you actually get to see it. He is he is a psycho. Yeah.
What's your verdict on your favorite scene?
I'll just go with Mr. Orange's flashback.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
I think that's it for me.
good. I think I'm gonna go with the opening scene of the diner. I think it just started the movie off with like a home run, set
Mhm.
up expectations, and had us going.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to best character because all of these guys are like solid dudes.
Yeah, you kick it off. Who's your best character?
I think my first nominee's got to be Mr. Pink. Like, Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi is so good in this movie.
Mhm.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him, right? He's great in everything he's in. It's
Mhm.
completely insane half the
Yeah.
time. Great character actor. I like him playing more straight and still having that kinda goofiness to him.
Mhm.
But I thought Mr. Pink was great.
He was really fun. Like, they all I don't know, some of them were just kinda like, Mr. White is very serious, but Mr. Pink,
Mhm.
he kinda has it all. He's pretty funny.
I like Harvey Keitel, though. I do like Mr. White, too. I thought he was good, but
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he's not the standout to your point, right? Like,
Mhm.
alright, who do you got? What's your first nominee?
Um, I'm gonna limit it down to 1. I had
Okay.
Mr. Orange on here, but that's just because he's, like, the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, he's
But
like, a good guy, at least, sorta. Kills a woman, but yeah.
I have somebody out of left field. I have Eddie. And the reason
Alright,
why
there you go.
yeah, the reason why I have Eddie completely subverted my expectations of his character. I think when you meet Eddie, both at the diner and then there's some scenes in the car towards the end, you get the sense that Eddie is he's gonna be just like the goofy son of the crime boss, right?
Yeah,
Who
does
is
he's over his head, doesn't know what he's doing.
yeah,
Like, he
he's like
wants to be the big
incompetent.
guy, but doesn't got it kinda thing.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
He's the crime boss's son who cannot live up to his father. When he gets to the warehouse, he is completely opposite from what I expected how that whole thing was gonna go down. The other guys
Yeah.
are spiraling, right? Like, they are beating up this cop, and you White and Pink are beating up the cop, and Blonde is just sitting there like, what I don't know what he's doing, but
Well, he's dead at
Eddie
that point, isn't he?
no, 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 this is before,
Oh, yeah,
Blonde
yeah, yeah,
dies.
before they leave with the cars, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Eddie comes in and he brings them back down to earth, and he gives them really good, arguably good direction on, like, "This is what you need to do," uh, but there was, like,
No,
what
he's truly menacing at the end of the movie too.
he is,
When
yeah.
yeah,
Like, he has a surprising amount in that scene when he comes into the warehouse, he has a surprising amount of intelligent direction, right? Like,
mhm,
he questioned, like, "Why are you guys beating up the cop?" If you beat him up, eventually he's gonna tell you something, but it's not gonna be the right answer or the
mhm,
truth. He's gonna tell you something to get you to stop, so you need to stop beating him up. And he's like, uh, it looks like there's a used car lot of cars outside. We
yeah,
need to move all of those, right? Like, he is calm and collected. I don't know if you can say calm, but he's collected. He has a clear sense of this is what we need to do
yeah.
to try to get this back on the rails. And then also at the end, when he comes back after Blonde dies, he completely calls Orange's bluff. Completely. Um, but yeah, Eddie, I feel like he was my favorite because he did not go the way that I thought he was gonna
Yeah,
go.
that's a good call.
You know? I thought he was just gonna be some goofy dude in a tracksuit that gets killed, because he's just completely incompetent.
Yeah, I think the only other one that I had I do like your choice for Eddie. I will put Mr. White up there. I really liked him, but I love Harvey Keitel, so I can't, like, be unbiased about it.
Mhm.
He always be like my FBI agent from National Treasure, like
Yeah. Nerd.
just have fond memories of him, growing up,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
but I think, yeah, but yeah, that's really my only two people I was gonna put up as best
mhm,
character,
yeah,
Pink and White.
mhm.
But I
They're
like your choice
really
of Eddie. You might have convinced me on Eddie. I think he's pretty good, like, supporting actor kinda
he's
for this
a
movie.
he's a sleeper pick,
Yeah,
Big Eddie.
for sure.
So then that takes us to the worst character.
Yeah.
If it I is it a conversation?
It's the cop, right? Who gets tortured?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
No, it's Mr. Blue? Is it Mr. Blue
Mr.
who's in
Blue.
the
Yeah, he has
one
the
scene?
3 lines he has in the movies.
Yeah. I mean, I know we kind of break down our best and worst characters kind of on, like, 2 different scales between, like a hero or villain type deal
Mhm.
or the worst actor. The worst
Yeah,
actor,
like
I don't know. I thought they were all really, really good. I have one complaint about Mr. Orange, but we'll talk about that later.
okay.
But I feel like my worst character is just Mr. Blonde.
No,
I hate.
this movie is incredibly cast, and they're all
Yeah,
very good in it.
yeah.
You know, I think the worst character is you have to look at it from, like, who is really a big piece of shit in this movie and
Mhm.
you really hate, and that's Mr. Blonde,
Mr.
obviously,
Blonde.
so, yeah.
I saw he was on, according to Wikipedia, Mr. Blonde was on AFI's top 100 best villains,
Yeah,
and that
he's insane,
yes, he is.
and you
I
don't
mean,
really see it
he's
because you have that opening scene with him in the diner, he's kind of fine.
mhm,
Then there's the opening scene where he meets Joe after coming out of prison and all that stuff. And the only thing you've really heard is like, "Oh yeah, he's crazy. He's gone insane." But oh
yeah,
my god, that torture scene.
yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
brutal.
that was rough to watch, and yeah, I thought it was okay, so, like, when White is talking about Mr. Blonde and how he snapped at the diamond jewelry store, wherever they were, when he talks about him killing people, I mean, it sounds like he was doing it execution style, just
Yeah,
going from
exactly. Just
person person to person, which I don't know, because we don't see that scene, you're kinda like, I don't know,
yeah,
maybe,
it's like do you really believe it? Are they misremembering because everything was in chaos? Like, is
yeah,
he really the one that's caused this all, or was there something? It's like the mystery of him being crazy kind of throws a wrench into that mystery, right?
yeah.
But then when you see him in full action, holy
Yeah,
shit.
that torture scene, 'cause I mean, from the moment he tells the cop, like, I don't care what you have to say, I'm still gonna torture you," and then he enjoys it, he's
He's, like,
dancing,
dancing around to
and
70s music.
yeah, it's which also, I was so curious up until that point, like, what the purpose of, those, like, the radio host coming over the scenes throughout the movie, I
Yeah, the
didn't know what
radio
the
one was the one that was the most curious part to me. I'm not really sure what that was all meant to be about. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm assuming the whole point of it because you hear it at least 2 times before that torture
mhm.
scene. Um, I don't know, whether it's just, like, background noise or it holds a bigger, plot movement device or something, but I think it just ties into him. He talks about, like, "Do you listen to" I can't remember what the radio station is, but 70s on 70 or something like that. And, he's like, that's, like, my favorite, I love it," and he turns it up, and that's what he tortures him to. So I
I
think
know.
it all ties into Mr. Blonde's torture scene, but it just yeah, that he is the worst character by far, he's completely insane.
Yeah, no, it's no one even close as, like, the most evil and the most, Eddie's pretty evil, but
Yeah,
but I've
they all are
yeah,
really
they're all not
terrible
good,
people.
right?
I mean, yeah, I think,
White
like
kills 2 cops,
yeah, in
Pink kills cops,
like, a
um,
pretty
Blonde tortures a cop,
yeah.
Eddie shoots a cop, right? Like
They yeah, they all have their terrible deeds, and I thought it was really funny too, because the way that Pink has to kill a cop, it is in pure, like, self-defense, right? I mean, he is, like,
Yeah,
behind
I
a
don't know,
car
self-defense, but
well,
evading law. Yeah, like, right,
exactly, right?
he's not he's doing it with, utility.
Yeah. When we get to see Mr. White in action at the end of the movie, he I mean, he's walking towards the cop car as they're driving to him with 2 pistols
Oh,
and
yeah, he's
just
just unloading.
unloads. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think you could make a case that he also has a mental break in that scene because it
Yeah.
just I
Well, you
don't
see,
know.
he is a little panicked, right? He seems
Mhm.
like the most genuinely, like, decent or at least has a code, right? He has, like, a code,
Yeah.
and he abides by it, but he's also very empathetic to his colleagues, if for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
right? He's pretty empathetic. He's also obviously loves crime and is terrible, but, like, he does have moments of empathy in the movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I think we can settle on it. Mr. Blonde is, like,
Yeah.
the worst. He's such a good villain,
He really is.
and it makes me wanna go, "Why did you hire him?"
Yeah.
Same with Mr. White, like, "Why did we hire this guy?" Complete loose cannon.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Alright. Well, do you have anything for, Age the Best?
I mean, we've talked about it. I had one thing, but just his dialogue, and
Yeah.
we don't have to hash it out because I think that will historically, I feel like, throughout the course of time, hold. hold
Yeah.
true for Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah, he's a master of dialogue for sure.
Mhm.
If not, I'm not always, like, a fan of his dialogue, because it's, like, he gets into some weird places. He goes weird
Ye
with it,
yeah.
but,
Yes, he does.
but I do enjoy it. It's very well done. I had the
Yeah.
suits, their suits, very snappy, like, the look of the
Yeah.
film, that
Yeah,
kinda
yeah, yeah.
noir suit look.
Mhm.
I had Steve Buscemi because he's
Mm.
excellent. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we talked about it. I had, short runtime. Just thumbs up all the way,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It did not
I
feel like a
agree.
chore trying to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It was thumbs up.
Yeah.
Why
That's
we're
a great
probably
call.
not gonna do Lawrence of Arabia anytime soon. It's 4 hours long.
Oh my
Not doing
gosh.
Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're not doing Ten Commandments.
We'll do it
Th
in
those will be like our, like, 100th episode, 200th
yeah.
episode.
We'll do them in installments, like
Yeah,
4 parts.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And then,
good
last one I
call.
had was nonlinear storytelling. Like, I think
Mm.
it's a fun trick that I think he was, like, one of the I'm not saying he pioneered it, I think Rashomon did it, but I do think he brought it to, like, mainstream in a lot of ways, and so
Mm.
I thought that aged
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, those are all good call outs because completely agree on all of them.
All right, let's get to age the worst. What do you got
Uh,
besides, torture?
the the very, generous use of the N word with the hard R.
Yep,
That
I had N-word and stereotypes for sure.
that was I don't understand I don't understand how it fits in the context of this movie. Like, okay, not to I don't know, we're not getting political by any means, but I understand why the N-word is used in a movie like Django, because it
Mhm.
takes place during slavery where that type of language was probably more prevalent than it is today. But even in 1992, I don't know why it is used so much in this movie. There's
It's like a hallmark of Quentin Tarantino. He does that.
yeah, but I just
It's
don't
it's where his dialogue falls apart to me is when he goes to these like weird places
mm,
where like it almost feels like this is gonna sound terrible, but it almost feels like he's like living out a fantasy through his dialogue. He's like, oh, let me think of the most fucked up thing you could say, and
yeah.
then he like lets other people say it for him. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that's actually how he thinks, but it just kind of feels that way. Like there's like a grossness to his dialogue sometimes that I'm
No.
like, what? We didn't have to go here, man. Like I'm trying to. I get it.
Yeah.
Like your thing is shock and awe, but like,
Yeah. I mean, I think I counted, there are 3 separate scenes where they use it, and it just comes out of left field. I
mm.
mean, like, there is 0 context, I feel like, where it could be reasonably applied. And even then, I feel like it's just I don't know. But
Oh yeah,
it's
there's slurs about gays in here too.
mhm.
There's Jewish slurs in here. Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
slurring all over the place.
yeah, 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 absolutely. But yeah, I don't know. Those those were tough to chew on in
Yeah, that's like when they're
2026.
talking about all the prison, girlfriend stuff. And
Mhm.
again, it's just like he's writing dialogue. He's trying to be like as it's almost like he's like trying to be as gross and shocking as possible sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's like where his dialogue falls apart for me a little bit. But
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
um I did have one on Eddie.
Mm.
Eddie refers to his dad as daddy several times. Not good.
Ooh.
Not a grown man saying daddy, not good.
You don't you don't want Henry to call you daddy when he gets older?
No, I don't want anyone calling me daddy, period. Okay? Call me a prude. I don't care. But
Yeah. Is that gonna go in, is that your monologue like Mr. Pink's tipping? "Don't call me daddy." You are more like Mr. Pink than you think, buddy.
no, yeah, I probably related to this character the most. I'm like, I get it. I get where you're coming from, man. Get out of there. Leave your friends behind in a heartbeat. You know what, Justin? Don't ever rob a bank with me because if I got the
Yeah.
diamonds, I'm out, bro. And
Yeah.
then,
I'm not gonna do
I'm,
any yeah.
I don't like tipping. It's annoying. Right? I'm just not gonna. I never know who
Yeah.
to tip, who not to tip. I hate the rules. Okay, I'm just saying. Come up with a system that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm. Um, the only other thing I had on here, and this is I don't know, it's hard to hold it against this movie because it had such a low budget, but I think technically some of the audio was just really
Mhm.
it's not good. But I mean, there were several scenes in the warehouse where, yeah, I'm sure they just didn't have the budget, and but it's very difficult to hear their conversation on some of those scenes, especially in the beginning when White is talking with Pink. I wrote it down. There's one scene where he's filming it. They're at the end of a
The end
hallway,
of the hallway, yeah, yeah.
and I truly was about to pull a pew and turn on the subtitles because I could not understand what they were saying, and I had it turned like I had my volume turned all the way up. I was like, what the fuck? But I think that was just a limitation of what they were working with such a small budget. But yeah, it just didn't age well in, you know, the 30 years that this movie's been out.
Yeah, yeah. I had the Pam Grier, Christy Love conversation. They're talking
Mm.
about, like, the 2 of them all the racial stuff aside with that gross conversation too, I just thought what it was really funny is they end it and they're like, "Well, I guess what I don't know." I'm like, in the day of cell phones, those are like I miss those kinda arguments when you would, like, get in a fight, be like, "No, that was in he was in that movie, I swear." And you'd be at the
Yeah.
bar drinking, fighting about who was in a movie, and now we're just like, "Oh, I think, Matthew McConaughey was in that." "Well, yeah, he was in that. Mhm, yeah, just let me pull my phone out and look at it for 5 seconds." Like, the
Mm.
whole, like, conversation they have about, was it her, was it someone else, who was in it, who was not in it? Like, the whole
Mhm.
conversation is, it just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That
You
is
just whip your phone out.
yeah. I feel
That's why I
like that
love playing trivia.
also
That's why I love playing bar trivia. I can still have those conversations a little bit, you know?
yeah. I feel like that same logic also kinda applies to several other points in the movie. Like, when White and Pink are like, "Where is everybody?" And they're like, "We have no way to get a hold of Joe." And it's like, dude, in this day and age, if you just call him or text him, whatever. But no, you're exactly right. That scene, I actually had that under a different on the WTF category because I didn't even know who they were talking about. I don't know any of those names. I didn't know if they're real people or if they were just made up names for the movie. Just
Well,
completely over my head.
Pam Grier is a real person. She's,
Mm.
Jackie Brown in
Oh,
Jackie Brown. So,
okay.
I think that's her character's name. I've never seen that movie, but
Yeah.
she's the
You should
woman in Jackie Brown.
you should watch it. Jackie Brown has the famous scene with Robert De Niro from our friend from your flipped Goodfellas.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
the last Age the Worst I had, it was this is a Miramax distributed movie. That's Harvey Weinstein's company. Just doesn't every time I
oh,
see Miramax, I'm like, "Ah,
yeah.
did not age
I
well."
di- I didn't know. So I guess I always knew Weinstein, the
Mhm.
production, but I didn't know he was Miramax.
Yeah, he's
Hmm,
Miramax.
the more you know.
That's like Quentin Tarantino, like, got his start because of him in a lot of
Mm,
ways. At least he got brought into the mainstream of Hollywood, and,
mhm,
like, so did Ben Affleck, so did Matt Damon, because he
mhm.
was the producer on, um, Good Will Hunting, or so he, like, helped them get their stars. So it's like, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that owe a lot to him in Hollywood,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of really and then it's like, obviously all the
Hey,
canceled stuff and the terrible stuff he did.
yeah.
So it
Eesh.
just kinda lingers, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Bad taste in your mouth even now.
Yeah.
Mm,
But anyways. Alright, that's all I had, though, for Age the Worst. Okay. How about what are they talking about? There's I only have
mm,
one thing for this.
yeah. I only had one. And I already said it. The car scene with the names. I had no
Yeah.
idea what was going on. I didn't even bother looking it up because I was like, I don't. This over my head.
So this one, I have like, I understand what it means, but at the same time, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So, when Mr. White is getting hired and he's like, "Well, what's the cut?" And he says, "It's juicy."
Mm,
So, I'm like, I get, like, juicy means, like, it's gonna be good, right?
yeah.
But, like, if I'm at a job interview and I'm like, "What's the starting salary?" And they're like, "It's juicy." And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, is that a lot? A little? Is it good? What's good for you could not be good for me, right? I'm just saying, like, juicy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't negotiate against juicy. I want juicy plus like a few more zeros on the end of that, please. If you could,
Man,
give me some context.
I can't wait to next time our families have dinner. I'm going to tell you to leave a juicy tip.
Nice.
You see that? Brought it home.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's the only one I
Mm,
had though, because I was like, what
yeah.
the hell is I just was
Juicy.
like, I didn't know. I don't know how much is juicy. Juicy good or bad. I don't know. Come on, tell me. You gotta
Yeah.
give me a little more than that. But
Yeah.
all right, sequels.
Mm.
You're the sequel king. Do you have any ideas?
Okay, so I had to look this up because in the Mexican standoff at the end, like we don't okay, I don't think we technically see what happens to Pink. According to Wikipedia, Pink gets away. He has the diamonds. Or wait, sorry. No. I'm sorry. I misread that. Pink flees the warehouse.
Yeah. We
I
hear the
think right.
cops come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Wikipedia
Ye
says that you hear a crash and gunshots,
I
and
definitely heard the
that's
gunshots. I don't remember the crash necessarily, but I
yeah.
heard the gunshots for sure.
So that's it, right? Like I think we are meant to assume that he is dead.
Yeah.
I guess really we have seen that he has evaded the cops before, as they all have. But I think if he's alive, that could be your sequel because obviously he knows where the diamonds are. Um, but I don't know. I don't think there is a sequel. Or I mean, I guess you could do all sorts of prequels if you want to, dive into any of the specific characters. But yeah, they all we assume die during this whole confrontation. So it kind of puts a stop to it right there.
Yeah, no, but exactly right, they're all kind of dead. I don't even know if do you think Orange died?
I think he did because before White gets shot, he fires his gun. So unless he just chose to not shoot Orange,
Mhm.
like shoot away from him or something, but he
Well,
shot his
because
gun.
he's kinda pointing it at himself too in the process, which I was like,
Yeah.
might get they're injured, he's not really so I'm like, I just didn't know if they actually were going to actually, like, did he definitively die? I'm not sure I quite
Yeah.
quite know. I think
Yeah.
White did for sure, but
Yeah, I think White did because the cops were yelling at him to put his gun down, and that's when he
yeah,
fired, and then they take him out.
yeah.
But even at that point, he had already been shot in the standoff. So I mean, I don't think he wasn't getting out of that. But at the same time, though, do you know what they say about making assumptions? Right? We could assume that Orange didn't die. We could assume that Pink didn't die, and I don't know. Maybe Orange hunts down Pink
Yeah, or
if they're both
maybe
still alive.
maybe Orange becomes disillusioned by the whole system and joins Pink.
Yeah, there you go, and they pull another heist, and then it
There you
goes
go.
wrong, and they have to figure out who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Mm,
so in the movie, Mr. Blonde's character's name is Vic Vega.
mm,
And in Pulp Fiction, John Travolta's character's name is Vincent Vega. So,
mm,
like, I'm not sure if it's official or if there's like if it's just a theory, but the theory is like that they're brothers. So, like, Pulp
mhm,
Fiction is like in the same universe
yeah,
as Reservoir Dogs. That's like
yeah,
the fun fan theory, I guess, or maybe it's
yeah,
been confirmed. I don't know, but they're kind of like spiritual sequels. They're very similar in a lot of ways,
yeah,
um, but I think Reservoir Dogs is better and is more fun for me. But
mm,
yeah, I don't really have any other great ideas for sequels. Yeah, I think like Mr. Pink getting away, Orange surviving, and then like either hunting down Mr. Pink, hunting down the last member of the crew. Even though
mhm,
Mr. Pink was like probably one of the least deplorable. I don't think he did kill two cops, man, and it's not good. You're right.
yeah.
But
He
anyways,
makes a comment about, like, he doesn't like to kill cops if he doesn't have to,
yeah,
or people if he doesn't have to. I can't remember what he says exactly, I'm paraphrasing, but you get the sense that he has killed people before, so he's but Pink seems like he would be a weasel, and that would be
yeah.
really fun to go track him down.
All right, nitpicks or
Mm.
hot takes. What do you got?
Okay, I only have 2. They're not huge, but first, Mr. Orange, Tim Roth's, like, dying scene, when they open up the movie, he's in the back of the car bleeding
Oh
out.
yeah, he's like writhing around and everything.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me. I thought it was, like, really overly acted and very overly dramatic, um, but
Yeah, like the
especially
whole
be
writhing thing. I'm like, I mean, maybe I've just seen too many other movies that do it differently. Because I guess I don't really
Mhm.
know how you would act in real life. But it just
Yeah.
seemed like I'm like, you're just not in the stomach. Don't you think that would be like incredibly painful just to writhe around? Like, but maybe
Mhm.
you are. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was pretty
Opening
overacted.
up opening up on that because I think that's the first scene after the diner.
Yeah, it's like that's
Ah,
the hard cut.
yeah, and it throws you right into some pretty, intense emotions. I was like, "Man, what's this? Like, what what are we watching here?" But luckily it gets better. But yeah, that just it didn't do it for me. I didn't like that.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I had in the Mexican standoff. So White's got his gun at Joe.
Mhm.
Eddie's got his gun at White, and Joe has got his gun at Orange. No one's pointing a gun at Eddie,
Mm.
and Eddie
Unless
somehow gets shot during it. So, like, I'm like, White has to get 2 shots off in that standoff before to get both Joe and Eddie.
did Pink, was he already gone at that point?
Pink's like, he's back. So I rewatched him like, well, did Pink do the shot from the side and we just didn't see him or
Yeah,
something? And I'm like, I think they kind of try to have White do 2 shots. But I'm like, no one's pointing a gun at Eddie, and somehow
yeah.
Eddie gets shot. I'm like, maybe
What's it?
Orange has, I think, but Orange unloads his whole clip. I felt like I saw into Blonde, so I don't think Orange has any bullets. So it's like I just could not figure out exactly how Eddie got shot when everyone's pointing their guns at other people.
Okay. According to Google, Google says Mr. White kills him. It
So
says in the
he has to
final
kill Joe and Eddie. Then I guess.
yeah, in the final shootout, Mr. White shoots Joe. In return, Eddie shoots White, and then White shoots and kills Eddie. But it says there's a discrepancy. Eddie fell before White actually fired in the final cut due to a premature blood squib, causing long-term confusion about his death. So there you go. Apparently, you were right on the money.
All right, I'm not alone in that.
Yeah.
Good. It's fun.
That is you bring up a good point because, yeah, you have I don't think Orange is included in this at all because I think you're right. He fires every bullet he has into Blonde. I mean, it's so much so that he's after he unloads, he's still trying to fire his gun, but he doesn't have any more ammo. So he's out, and you have essentially Joe and Eddie both pointing at White, and White is only pointing at Joe.
Yeah.
So I thought Pink was involved from, like, off to the side because I was like, how did all 3 of them go down? I didn't understand that.
Yeah. All right. Other one I had. Well, you got another one. You go first.
Yeah, it wasn't a big one, kind of more of a hot take, I guess, but in the Blonde's flashback scene when he's talking to Joe and Eddie in his office, and
Mm.
Eddie comes up and gives him a hug, and then they wrestle, like, what the fuck was that? Why was that in there? And then
It's boys
and they,
being
like
boys.
I guess, but, they move furniture so that they can
No, yeah.
wrestle.
It's a little ridiculous.
It was just weird. I was like,
Yeah.
what is this about?" I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to mean that they have, a pretty deep relationship. They're almost like brothers, but it was just weird. That that was an
Yeah,
odd
it's
choice.
definitely goofy. It's like that's like movie language, right? They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna wrestle." Like people do that in real life. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe we're just soy boys or something. I don't know. But um, Quentin Tarantino is Mr. Brown, right? That's
Mhm.
his code name, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Okay, one of my nitpicks. Why would White and Orange let the guy who's been shot in the head drive the car
Mm.
in their getaway?
Yeah, it's a good
Like, I don't
point.
understand. Like, why they let Brown do that? Why are they getting the car that with them?
No, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I'm like, if Orange was driving or White was driving, they wouldn't have hit that car, had to get out of the car, do the double shot. Like, the whole movie would have been like, they got away, they're both healthy. I just don't
They
know
say
why'd they get in the car with Brown? Why'd they go like,
they
oh yeah, you drive.
yeah.
Bullet in your head guy.
I think White says too, like, Brown got shot in the head. I saw it myself. He's dead.
Yeah.
And when they showed that scene, I thought that was before Brown gets shot. I thought that was just like I don't
Yeah,
know,
like he
maybe
skimmed his head or something. Yeah,
yeah,
bumped his
or
head.
like maybe somebody hit him in the head with something. Like, I didn't think it was a bullet wound. Um, but yeah, then he just collapses over and he's like, "Oh, okay, so that was a gunshot." Like, what?
I just don't understand. Like the two of you are perfectly healthy
Yeah.
right now, right? You're, maybe, high adrenaline, but like the dude's got blood all over his face, and that's the one you let drive? I don't know. Okay. My other nitpick, which this might not be a nitpick, but like I don't understand it. Why 'cause they have an inside man, the cops do, right? They're getting
Mhm.
fed information from Tim Roth. Why did they have to let the robbery go to the stage where cops are dying and civilians are dying before they actually arrest these guys? They have all the
Mhm.
intel. I don't know if conspiracy before the fact, or like pre-crime stuff is maybe that's the problem. They actually have to commit the crime to do it. But I'm like the cops let this thing get so far along that like I think it's like 5 cops die and like
Mhm.
4 civilians die. Like 9
Yeah.
people are dead, and you guys knew it was gonna happen. I just don't understand why you couldn't, I'm sure Vic or Mr. Blonde was breaking his parole.
Mhm.
I'm sure all those other guys had priors. Like, you could've I just don't understand why you know where they're gonna be at the diner beforehand, or,
Mhm.
like, well, I just don't know
Yeah.
why it let they why you get so far into the robbery where so many people are dying and they have to get back to a warehouse and then all this stuff. It's just kinda crazy to me. But
The
maybe
only
I'm not a cop and I don't understand the law, but
No, I mean, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because okay, the only thing that I think is said on that, when Orange is talking to the cop that Blonde tortures, he tells him, like, "I need you to stay alive for just a little bit longer." Like, there's cops out there
yeah,
waiting
I guess
to
Joe wasn't at the robbery, so they
Yeah.
couldn't have gotten.
Well, so that's, like, the only thing. Orange says, "I need Joe." Like, once Joe gets here, I need Joe to walk in the room before they will come in. But and maybe they just didn't plan on Blonde, because it sounds like Blonde is the one that escalated everything and started
Yeah,
killing people.
yeah.
And so that probably wasn't a part of the plan for them to start,
I'm just
shooting
saying, like,
and
if the news came out the next day that there was like a sting operation or like an undercover operation and 5 cops are dead and 4 civilians are dead, and I'm like, the police chief is, he's resigning, right? The next
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I feel like this was not a very well executed
It
operation.
I feel like, to your point, if the whole thing is we have to incriminate Joe and Joe has to be present, I feel like you already had that at the diner because you're talking about the heist. You're
Yeah,
talking about doing this
maybe.
job and Joe is present.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like maybe talking about it's not illegal. You can talk about
Mhm.
stuff all you want, right? But you can't
Yeah,
do it. I don't know.
yeah,
It just seemed like a botched police operation.
yeah, for sure.
But anyways.
Yeah.
Did you want to see the heist?
Um, well, okay. So I feel like we have a very similar problem with Goodfellas, right?
Mhm.
Because same thing, they talk about it, but we never get to see it. But this, I think it was done. I am fine with not seeing the heist because in this, the heist is not like the point of interest. All of the interesting things happen outside of the heist, post heist and before heist.
Mhm.
And because that's the way that Quentin makes the movie. But I feel like similar to what we talked about with Mr. Blonde, how you don't see him going, ballistic on people inside the jewelry store. You don't see him completely snapping and murdering people and all the things. You only get to hear it secondhand from Mr. White. So you're kind of up to your own devices to make up your mind. Like, is this
Yeah.
guy really a psycho? Or he seems almost kind of charming when he's talking to them. He seems like nice and, all the things. He even says, like, when White gets in his face, like, oh, you had my heart pumping. Like you got me nervous, right? Like you kind of get the sense of like maybe he's not as bad as White says. And then
Mhm.
but all of that because we don't see what happened there. I feel like it works in that sense.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think having it be a mystery is really good because it makes us, to your point, right, have to figure out the mystery. And so by just having it through their dialogue, I guess,
Mhm.
yeah, it makes the movie more compelling, I think, not seeing it.
Yeah.
Plus, it was probably expensive to shoot, so they probably didn't.
I feel like if you were gonna put it in anywhere, you would with this movie because it's like a whodunit,
Yeah, it's like the
who is
last scene of the movie or
yeah, it would
something.
have to be
Yeah.
at the end.
But I'm not sure that it really matters, like, what happened at the robbery, right? Like, the real mystery is, like, who's the rat, really?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
the we understand that Blonde's a psycho and that the robbery was botched from their
Mhm.
dialogue. We got all that. And so it'd be interesting to see if Blonde really, like, did go nuts and or who shot first or all that stuff. But we kinda know the cops were there because it was an undercover operation. So it's interesting.
Mhm.
But I don't
Yeah.
think you need to see it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Alright, any other, hot takes you wanna have or nitpicks you got?
No, no, that's all I had on my side.
Alright, well, then I think it's time that we rate this whether we think this should be a classic.
Okay.
I'll let you
Mis
go first.
No, 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 Mr. Pink, you go first this time.
No, 'cause I went first last time, and then you had a different opinion from me, and then I got very scared, and I don't wanna do that again.
Okay. We can have different opinions, but I think for me, yeah, I would rank this as a classic.
Yeah,
I thought it was really, really good. It was really fun. Um, I mean, yeah, it's a tough one because it's not this movie did not do like gangbusters. It was not like a
yeah.
huge hit. It was like a cult classic, and
I would venture to say most people still have not seen this movie, even if you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, you have to
yeah.
be like a completist to see it.
Yeah. I mean, so many of our other movies that we have watched, and not to compare anything, but like so many of our other movies, they are Academy Award winners.
Yeah.
They, smashed box offices and all the things, right? This was not that,
Mhm.
but it is so good that I would put it on a classics list for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think just in like I actually think the constraints on this movie, the financial constraints and the scale of the movie being small really works to its advantage, and it feels
Mm,
cinematic. The dialogue is great. I love that they don't use so many close-up shots. It's like, we talked about the scene where they're down the hallway discussing it, or they're out in the parking lot discussing it. Like, he kind of circles in like close-ups and really far away shots, which I really like.
mhm,
It's a very dynamically made movie. You can tell even as Quentin Tarantino's first movie, like, he has his style kind of already nailed in, dialed in.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a classic. I thought it was a really fun movie. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I saw a wild I mean, Wikipedia has a ton of fun little facts about this movie, but I saw at one point, I think within, what was it, like the last 10 or 15 years, Quentin was thinking about remaking this movie,
Mhm.
which he obviously decided against, but how interesting that a director would go back and remake their very first movie. I don't even know how you would remake this. What would you do differently? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, would you want more spectacle? Like, I enjoy that it's not full of spectacle. There's a little bit of
Mhm.
action, right? But it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see a director do that. I would love to see, like, how they've refined their vision. I mean,
Mhm.
really maybe not Steven Spielberg now, but, like, Steven Spielberg in, like, the early or maybe late 2000s when he's coming off Minority Report and all those movies, and I think the height of his, like, auteur's kinda behind him with a lot of his big blockbusters. He's got some stuff coming up, right? He's got Lincoln still, and he's got other things.
Mhm.
But, I'd be think it'd be really interesting to see, like, at that time period, Steven Spielberg, like, remake, like, one of his early movies, like Jaws or some, like, really early '80s movies of his, just to see, like, how far he had developed in his craft.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's probably not a lot of money in that, but, you know.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about Tarantino saying or tossing around the idea of remaking this movie. I can't remember when it said he was talking about doing that, but it makes me think that he decided against remaking this and then he went and made Hateful Eight. If you ever watch Hateful Eight, it has a lot of similarities in it.
Mm.
And it does. It feels like maybe he took that opportunity to make a more, like just lengthier story with more intricate pieces. So,
Yeah, it'd be I do need to watch it. I think it'd be interesting to compare to this movie. I think he's really Quentin Tarantino is, like, interesting. He kinda works in, um like, movies of 2. So,
mm,
like, he made Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, like, very stylistically the same. They have, like, kind of, like, this DNA to them.
yeah.
And then, he gets into, like, the Kill Bill and the Grindhouse, and it's kinda this, like, surreal, almost, like, real life anime
Mm,
between those ones, or just kinda, like, schlocky. And
yeah.
then he comes and he makes Django and Hateful Eight, right? Like, 2 westerns back to back. And then
Mhm.
he made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now they're doing that Cliff Booth sequel. He's not directing it, but he's, like, producing it.
Yeah.
And so it's like he feels like I think he gets, like, in his zone, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, "I'm really interested in this thing. I make a couple movies out of it. Alright, now I'm ready to move on to, my other passion," which is, like, whatever, but
Do you remember a few years ago when he was supposedly attached to, like, a Star Trek movie?
yeah, yeah, I
Like, it
do.
doesn't I don't even see then again, I don't know. You're exactly right. He kinda goes through these phases, and maybe he could get into a futuristic sci-fi phase, but I feel like I just can't see him doing anything like that.
No, I don't think I don't even know how true that was, honestly. Like, it was a pretty, like, substantiated rumor that it
Yeah.
was going around. It'd be interesting. I'd watch it for sure.
And I
I
tell you,
have
he would have to figure out how to say the N word in space because that's that's he would do it.
there's, like he'd be, like, calling the Klingons, like, wrinkle heads or something like that, you know?
There he'd fit some slurs in there
Yeah,
somehow.
he'd make some up for, like, old like, pointy ears, and he makes some up for sure. He'd
Uh,
have Kirk being, like, pretty foul, so really, really changes Geordi's character from Star Trek: Next Generation, right, when you put, like, Sam Jackson in the role.
yeah, it'll have a hard, an R rating for mature for
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Yeah,
Alright, man, classic. I think I'm out on this movie, but out of thoughts,
yeah,
but I love the movie, it was good.
yeah, yeah, me too.
Alright, well, then I'll take us home. So check us out on our YouTube channel. It's Popcorn and Pals Pod. And then we also have a Gmail. If you want to email us and give us movie recommendations or tell us how terrible we are, tell how I'm a big flip flopper on my opinions. Our email is popcornandpals, all spelled out, all lowercase at gmail.com. And then in the meantime, thank you for listening and keep popping that popcorn.